Hey everyone, how you doing? It's good to be back on the channel. Exciting day today. The Bizlet Games is on, and I'm doing a watch along, and look forward to hearing your thoughts on it, and for you to join me on the Bizlet Games. I think it's a fantastic event. Looking forward to seeing Carson Varholm for sure. Sherika Jackson's in action as well. Jakob Ingebrigtsen's there, and he probably wants to lay down the gauntlet again because he finished second in, not in his pet event, obviously, but he's finished second in Eugene. So it's really important that we watch some track and field. I mean, earlier this week, there was the uh, Ostrava, and that was fantastic, I thought. It was a cold night, but some interesting runs there in terms of I thought coming out of Ostrava, Andre de Grasse looked really good to me. I mean, the Olympic champion was in the mix, and it's good to see him back. But de Grasse, two victories, 100 and 200 meters, and it looks like his season is progressing well. And everybody knows that Andre de Grasse, once he's in the mix, there's a lot of things that can happen, right? So, uh, yeah, so I think the first event on track is women's 400 meters, and looking forward to see Lika Klava. Klava looked good the other day. I think there is Kazmarek as well. Clearly, Paulina is the standout in this field, and I think she could potentially win the 400 meters this year. That's something that I think she's on course for. She's, uh, there's no Cindy McLaughlin over 400 meters clearly. Victoria Horuagu is there too, and so it's a good lineup here coming, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So, and thank you for joining me, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Yeah. So Sade Williams on screen right now. Yeah. There's Sade Williams, who picked up coveted medals for Bahamas. Yeah, so 400 meters for women. Yeah, there's nothing separating there. I think Lika Klaver is near Paulino. Uh, Even Sade Williams look like she's in it as well. Yeah, Paulina has to do some work to come off the bend. Uh, I don't know. I'm not quite sure she's going. She might come off the curve first right now. Kazmarek is in the mix as well, and yeah, Paulina is there. A little. I always think Paulina is always a little bit untidy with her racing, but she's opening it up big time on them now, and that's 49:30, which would be a world lead for outdoor this year. In the end, wins that comfortably. I mean, the fastest time for the year obviously is Femke Bowl, but that was indoor and or in short track as they want to say. But that was a good race there from Paulino. Kazmarek in second, 49.80. Alexis Holmes from the United States, 50.40. Clava, 50.62. Season best also for Williams at 50.71. Yeah. I mean, a little bit rough. She came off a turn ahead, everybody, obviously, Paulina, and then she opens up big time. She was pushing it there. I need to check the temperatures. I don't know what the temperatures are there in Norway right now. But she wins really easy in the end. Didn't go out as hard on the curve as you'd normally expect, but I mean, this is the woman to beat, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the let's see, that's the results right now. Paulina 49.30, Natalia Kazmarek 49.80, also a season best. So two women under 50 seconds, which is good. And this Paulina result now is the fastest time outdoors, just ahead of Nikisha Price from Jamaica, who had a 49.32. So the season's warming up, and yeah, there should be good pole vault action as well. Casey Lightfoot is there. I'm really looking forward to that. There's some good things also in men's discus. We should not forget that. Let me just preview that really quickly because there's a good amount of high class athletes there in men's discus. And so you have the likes of the world record holder, Mikolas Alekna, Daniel Stahl is there, Kristen Shea. This is some really good throwers there. I mean, two guys already over 70 meters this year, one way out. Matty Denny as well. He is pretty good, 69.35 PB season best already. There's also Frederick Dakers of Jamaica, who in the past has gone above 70 meters there. And he is currently below the Olympic standard for the year. So he's at 66.30. So, I mean, how many of these guys would be looking forward to throwing big? Should be a good night for throw. And there's Sandra Perkovic here. I mean, I think she hasn't changed her name here in women's discus because she got mired recently. But Bing Fa is still in the lead. So yeah, good competition also in women's discus. Yeah. What's going on, Sankler? Good to see you, man. That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, we'll wait. I think Shawnee has experience. You know, she came back last season in the end just to test it out clearly, and I mean, she might. I suspect she can. She's the type of athlete that if she can get strong enough, get some speed work done, and walk into the season, then you anticipate that she could do something at the World Championships. I mean, it's just a year out from having the child. Would it could it could mean that it might be tough to defend, but Milo Ibo is once in a generation athlete as well, and yeah, she's going for an unprecedented Olympic title, and were she to win that, I would think I think she's already in a mix for all-time great. Where that puts her overall in the end, we can always debate about those things. It's often hard to determine, but I would love to see her fit and ready. And I think we'll see. We'll see. Is she competing this weekend uh, in Jamaica? I have to check the list on that. I don't know, but I would like to see that. See what Bing Fa can do right here. Oh, that's gonna be a foul throw. Came out of the circle. A season best for her at 67.89, not bad. She's one of those athletes that can turn up whenever you want. Clearly, Valerie Alman is also in fantastic form in women's discus. Women's discus is in a healthy space, I think. We have to. There is obviously Perez did that massive all-time throw, top 10 all-time throw recently in Oklahoma, where Mikolas did the world record in the men's discus. A lot of wind there, so you take a lot of advantage there. But one woman over 70 meters, which is really out there. Obviously, Valerie has done 69.86, and then Bing Fa is now in the mix in the high 67s as well. So a bunch of women are in 67s right now. And I think the discus throw would be an exciting thing to come Paris. Yeah. I mean, Sandra Perkovic is still, well, I should call her by her last name. But she is, she's been a standout, one of the greats of the shot put as well. in a bit of a decline right now, but it's also good to see her still competing. Yeah. Yeah, but to end that conversation again, Sinclair, I don't know. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I think it would be great if Shawnee gets healthy, give us some good runs. You never know, right? I still think it's wide open. I do believe that a few women, you know, I guess I know Paulina will definitely go 48 for sure, and so that would be hard to beat. But can we get a bunch of other women going there? I almost think that if Femke Bol was running the flat 400 meters, I think she would have it on lock too. But we'll see. You know, she's also a special talent. I would, for good measure, I'd prefer to see the Sydney McLaughlin and Femke Bol lineup. So yeah, that's some good stuff there. Let me preview a couple more events that I think will be good. Obviously, 400-meter hurdles is going to be fantastic because what we do know is the big three are back. We saw recently when Varham opened up second all time over 300-meter hurdles. Dos Santos already went 46.86 for the season. Then a week later or so, Rai Benjamin topped that. And so there's already these guys very close. And we know when Varham has run those type of times that he did over 300 hurdles, what we're looking at there is a guy very close to low 46 and potentially could dip below. So if all of those guys are fit and healthy, I mean, we're going to see something fabulous. What you know, Car it's a good lineup. There's Matt Master as well, who got a medal last time, which he was been unfortunate for a while. And when you run in an era where there are just so many top class talent and ability, it can be tough. And so he's a special talent, suffered from some injuries there. But CJ Allen is also in the race. Clearly, Dos Santos is in the race. Maji's in the race too, and I think he's had a season best of 48.85. We know he can go below 48 seconds. But the bulk of the running I anticipate should come from Varham and Dos Santos. And what will happen here? I think in Scandinavia, Varham doesn't like to lose. He doesn't like to lose at all, and I think he's going to really attack those hurdles. And it's wild. I mean, when you look at the way he trains, when you look at the things he does to his body, it seems crazy. However, they push limits, and it's not necessarily the plan that everybody else would want to follow. But he's a special talent, and can we get guys running for sub 46 again? That would be special to see. So I'm looking forward to that race. There's some more races on top that clearly there's good women running too in women's 400-meter hurdles. There is Rochelle Clayton is there. She's also done a 53.72. There is Rizovkova is in the race, but she hasn't pulled up any trees yet this season. She's about 55 seconds at best. We know she can go sub 53, but I don't know what kind of shape she's in. There's Jessica Knight is in the race as well. Clayton, obviously, not Clayton, Knight and Russell from Jamaica too. So, women's 400 meters is going to be a classic. 400-meter hurdles rather is going to be a classic race as well at the Olympics. I don't know for sure whether or not I think Femke, a healthy Femke, obviously, and a healthy Sydney McLaughlin, and we're likely looking at another world record or something extremely close to that. And also coming up, obviously, would be, and thanks for joining me, everybody. We're just doing a watch along. And also coming up would be the 200 meters for women. I think that's going to be also a really interesting race to see. There's a good lineup there. There is clearly Sharika Jackson, who opened up just recently, won her Diamond League in Marrakesh, and it was 22.82. Time was nothing to go home on, but she looked comfortable in the race, so we'll see where she is now. There is Jenna Prandini always in the mix. Talu is running 200 meters here. I like Brittany Brown. I see, she ran, excuse me, really well recently. So, and clearly there's also Daryl Nita. Daryl Nita is one of those athletes who, could surprise people. You don't anticipate her going for medals, but if she's in the mix, she's in the mix. So this should be comfortable, I think, for Jackson if she's in great shape. Yeah, yeah. And there's men's 400 meters here coming up on the track in a second. So, Norwood is in the field. There's Matthew Hudson Smith in the mix as well. Karani James is there. Let's see what we can get here. Hudson Smith looks really good right there. He's already up there. He's taking up the stag already on the Norwegian guy. I mean, he's eating up. He's gonna come off way ahead of Karani James right now, who still in the mix. Yeah, Hudson Smith way out there. I mean, he's working arms really hard. Norwood is coming in really fast. Karani James finishing strong. Oh, fantastic run here. 44.07. That has to be a PB and oh, that's an error record too for GB. Oof. Oh, Hudson Smith is just laid down a big statement right here. Big statement by the man from Great Britain. Big statement. It's a European record. Huh. I mean, he's been medalist last year behind the Jamaican Antonio Watson. Clearly, he's in great shape. He's stretching. He's opening up. He's basically pushing harder. That's pretty good to see. Yeah. Yeah, UK 4x4. Yeah, they should be good, to be honest with you. Yeah. That's good race there by Hudson Smith. I mean, he's trying to be. He has to be in good shape. I suppose he's going to the Euro Championships too. But I like that 44.07. Hovering near sub 43. Sorry, hovering sub 44. He has to be proud of that. That looks really good. And I think if he can continue, then again he might be he certainly will be a podium contender if he can run a few 43s. We'll see what others come with in due course. Will Mike Norman get back to his best? Yeah. Stephen Gardner ran a couple of days ago in Ostrava. He didn't look his full self. I think he struggled a bit at the end, but still won the race. I think Alexander Doom was running him down or something like that. Again in Ostrava. So I think, but he's coming back off an injury, and when he's healthy and fit, you don't really beat him. Yeah, so he ran a 43.39, which was pretty decent time because it was chilly on Tuesday in Ostrava. But I like what I see here. So Hudson Smith is just really just off of the world lead right now, official world lead, obviously, which is from Morales Williams. And yeah, there's Endori there. I don't know what he'll do later on. We saw Mike Norman run a 44.21. So I think this is going to be an interesting year for men's 400 meters. Some might think it's wide open. No real standout anything yet in terms of anybody running any big 43s. Once a few guys go there, if we get that, then we can start separating a few people on the medal podium. But it's still a bit early. And I think, yes, for sure, GB will be in the mix. I think they're doing really well recently. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so that's a good race. What's up, Imran? How you doing? I did a cricket live on when was it? I did a watch along for the last match against South Africa, and I didn't see you. You asked me the day before I was going live, and I did go live, and I watched the whole time. That was a good match. I know there's a warm up match tonight. Actually, my wife is in Trinidad. She just went down, and she'll be attending the game. Too bad I wasn't gonna get to go. I actually don't know if I can watch that game, to be honest with you, because I was looking at my services and I haven't seen it. Yeah, so I haven't. I don't know if I don't think Willow is broadcasting it, or I didn't see it on ESPN, so I might not get to see that Australia match this evening against the West Indies. And then the World Cup kicks off this weekend. I'll be live for a few games and do a few watch-alongs and also whatever review shows. So I'm doing a multiplicity of sports on the channel, clearly, and I appreciate you all for joining me and hitting the like button and subscribing if you haven't. Yeah. Australia be only using 9 players. Interesting. Interesting. I haven't even read upon this. I don't know. I didn't know if all of the guys were there or anything like that. But I know that I just saw something as if Virat Kohli hasn't gone and joined up with the India team yet. So yeah. But we'll get to some cricket. If it's available tonight, I'll try to get on it. I have to go out for a dinner tonight, but then if I come back in time, I'll I'll jump on it if necessary. Yeah, so there's women's 3,000 meters around track. Yeah. Oh, he left India today. Yeah. So I guess he's on his way. Yeah, should be exciting World Cup. I mean, should be exciting. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So women's 3,000 meters around track. Let me see what's going on there. And then I think next after that would be 200 meters for women. So yeah, there's the likes of Billings there. Jessica Hull is in the mix as well. Yeah. It's not a part of the Diamond League program, but it's always good to see. And I think Sarah Billings is, I, if I'm not, she should be the pacer in the race, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually don't know, to be honest with you, Imran. I haven't seen anything. Yeah. Are you going to the game tonight in Queens Park Oval? Maybe if you are, maybe we can get you on channel. But anyway, we'll talk about that. Oh, you're not. Are you gonna go to any of the games in Brian Lara? Okay, you might go to a World Cup game. Yeah, yeah, cool. All right. So yeah, you can feel free to stick around, talk cricket a little bit, but most of today I'm doing like right now I'm doing track and field for sure. So yeah, yeah. All right. So yeah, we're in progress here. Women's 3,000 meters, and I'll keep you posted on that in a second. Ah, it's raining in Tuna Puna. Okay, too bad. It's the usual thing in Trinidad. Always some burst of rain. All right, yeah. So the women's 3,000 meters in progress, but after that, clearly we'll get. Let me see. I'll put up a few things in a second. And after that, we'll have women's 200 meters on track, and clearly we'll see the likes of Sharika Jackson there. I'm looking forward to that. Uh, yeah. There's going to be Kone in there, Prandini, Darnita, Talu, Brittany Brown. Should be a good race. clearly Sherika Jackson's standout athlete here. Would be a second 200 meters for the season. Already ran a 22:82, which wasn't like an amazing time, but I keep saying that she looked comfortable. Looked loaded to me when she ran that race in Morocco. She also said it wasn't the type of, maybe I think she lamented a bit about the weather conditions there, maybe, or even the vibes in the stadium. But let's see. She's a big champion. You know, if she gets back to anywhere close to where she is, I don't think anybody can touch her. And back-to-back seasons at 21 fours consistently. It's just been unfortunate. One of the biggest things for Sherika Jackson is that she's been massively unfortunate that when she drops those 21 fours, she has not been fortunate to have a tailwind that's in the region of a 1.5 or better to really allow her to get closer to that world record. But it might come. Yeah, it might come. All right, so yeah, thanks everyone for joining. Hopefully you're watching the Diamond League here. There's another Diamond League on Saturday, so they come thick and fast this time of the year. European Championships coming up. I think in a few weeks too as well. There's continental tours also going on, so lots of track and field action all over the world. Saturday I think is also the Racers Grand Prix. I think I purchased my pass for that, so I'm going to watch that too. Yeah, I'll try to be on as best as I can. Yeah, just around 3 laps to go here in the women's 3,000 meters. It's good running here. Caroline Yaga in the lead, Jessica Hull in second here. But I fancy Hull for this. I think she's just buying her time here, running on the heels of the Kenyan. Yeah, athletes are now pushing up. I think the pace is moving up a little bit now. Yeah. Yeah. I think Hull is on the heels of Niaga. I think she's probably going to pass her. All of these athletes might just push up a little bit because the pace doesn't suit them anymore. I mean, Niaga still looks good. Her face looks okay, but Ashall is coming as well. Hall just pushed her out of the way. A little tugging there, in the women's 1,500 meters, 3,000 meters rather. I mean, there's a bunch of women mixed up in this. You never know. Yeah. Griffith's in the mix too. Yeah, everybody's moving here. Hull is in the lead. Griffith is stepping up nicely. Amaba in the mix as well. I mean, Griffiths is on the outside. She's gonna pass Hull right now. I mean, they're very close to that. I don't know what color the wave light is showing right now. It looks normal pace, yeah. Yeah, Griffiths takes the lead. Marba is moving really hard here, running against Jessica Hull. Hull is way behind. Oh, that's a fantastic time there. Meet record, it seems like 8:24:20. Oh, that's fantastic timing there. Yeah, 8:24:20. That's meet record, personal best for the Australian. Amabu, second, 8:24:29. That's a PB for her. Hull finishing way back in third. Still a good time, 8:25:82 ahead of Costa. So good race in the end. A very good race in the end here. Thanks everybody for joining. Next up on track, obviously, women's 200 meters. We're going to see the likes of Sharika Jackson. Uh, that was a really good race, tactically well. I mean, early on, Niaga was actually pushing the pace, and I thought she was going to be in the mix, but she fell way down in the track to, you know, personal best for her to at 8:30:99. So good conditions for distance running this evening, an entertaining 3,000 meters, I thought. Yeah, and this is not bad at all, especially when you consider, uh, you know, how competitive. It's not, this is not really an event that's going to be run. So like, so it's like it's hard to gauge, athletes go up or come down just to be in the mix for this. But that's a really good. I mean, good time by Griffith, 8:24. That's that gets her, you know, that gets her on fourth fastest for the season, just above Jessica Hull, who had run at 8:24:39 earlier this year. Obviously, Gudovsa guy is way out there with 8:17. Ellison Pier on at 8:20 as well, and Beatrice Chepkoech also at 8:22. So that was a fantastic run there. All those women in the 8:24, even the 8:25 mix. So I would say all the way down to 8:30 would be a really good timing there. Really good time. Yeah. So not bad. Really excellent running. Next on track, obviously, the great Sharika Jackson coming up in the mix. Thanks everybody. Don't forget to hit the like button. Let people know that we're on watching this. And if you want to talk about anything else, I mean, what's your big uh, surprising thing for track and field so far in the last couple of weeks or this week? I mean, if you watch Ostrava, I was most pleased with Andre de Grasse. Cold night, comes back to back and wins the 100 and 200 meters. Timing, not spectacular, but that's not important right now because the one thing we know about Andre de Grasse is that come the championships, he finds a way. He's the kind of guy that will prepare for the championships. He's also a Canadian, so it's not the same way to qualify. I mean, clearly he has to qualify, but it's not as cutthroat as the United States in terms of how they do their thing. So he is looking nice, setting up himself nicely. You can never count on Andre de Grasse. If he's healthy, if he's happy, seems like those things are working. He could find a way some way. So it's good to see him. The Olympic champion, Marcel Jacobs, we'll see him as well a little bit later. He was in that same race earlier this week at the Golden Spikes in Ostrava. He didn't win, and a post race interview was interesting with Marcel Jacobs when he said, he wasn't quite sure what happened. I suspect he was anticipating that he would be running a much faster time. But I think Jacobs is in a good space as well. He's also moved away from his longtime coach, and he's training in the US now, and he's healthy. And so I think he has a chip on his shoulder, clearly. He's also one of those athletes that could potentially hold his hand up and say, well, if I'm healthy, I might win, right? I'm not going that far, but I'm thinking how he might be thinking about his whole last few seasons. Clearly burst on the scene and won at the Olympic Games in Tokyo. And subsequently, he also had a indoor 60-meter world title, but he's been plagued with a lot of injury and it's been tough for him. And you never want to see athletes suffer from injury, but it's part of the sport. And now it seems like he's in a good space. And let's see what happens. Yeah, so I'm looking forward now next to women's 200 meters. And let's see what we'll get from Asharika Jackson. Jackson already opened her season, 22-8 recently. Yeah, so there's a few women in the field that's gone faster this year. Prandine has run 22-6. Battle has run 22-5. Darnita has already gone 22-61, and so yeah, let's see what we get here. If you want to see a better timing than when we see in Marrakesh, if we don't get that, then I don't know what to say here. I mean, there's still time, but it's interesting. All right, women's 200 meters. Hmm. Hmm. And the other blocks, Jackson got up too quickly for my liking. Talu is gonna come off the top of the bend really quick. Maybe first, I don't know. Is that Nita in the mix? Nita's in the mix. Jackson's way out of it. She's not running well at all. And look at that. Talu is in the lead, but Brittany Brown is coming like a freight train. Oh, and Brown wins that. I wonder if Talu didn't see that. That's a fantastic time there. Fantastic time from Brittany Brown. Whoa. What happened to Sharika Jackson there? That's what, 22-32 for. Oh, the big story here. No disrespect to. Obviously, let's talk about it. Hands up. Brittany Brown comes in and just comes on the outside and take it from Talu, who I thought may have won it, or maybe she thought herself she was going to win it. Daryl Nita, 2 season best, 22-50, Battle 22-84. And in fifth place, Sharika Jackson, 22-97. I mean, Sharika is just like going through the motions there. She's just pumping. Prandini is also struggling too, which is surprising to me. Huh. Huh. I mean, she opened up last week or a couple weeks ago at 22-8. I don't know. I'm watching this again. Sorry, guys, for the. I'm a little bit perplexed by what's happening here. I'm not saying you have to be running 20 sub 21. I mean, I'm definitely not saying that at this year part of the season. I was initially surprised about the 22.8 in Marrakesh, but I was like, she won the race. She still look okay. Wasn't a great time. This here, she got really pushed by. I mean, there's higher quality athletes running. That's not even close. That's not even close. That is not good at all. Jacko looks in trouble, as Saint Clair is saying. Clay rather. I don't know what's going on there. It's very concerning, I would say. It's extremely concerning from a woman who we know can run 21.4. I wonder what happened in background work. Maybe she had a late background. Maybe she had some niggles. Look, where are we now? It's the end of May. There's what, month and change or somewhere close to that for the Jamaica Championships. If she wants to not be in trouble, there's a lot of work to be done now and then. But you think this is a woman that can run 21.8 in her sleep, even when not in great form. And so I don't like the direction here. So yeah, you open up in 22.8. It's okay. Nothing to say bad about, except the timing was fantastic. She won the race. This time she didn't win the race, and she was clearly out of it. Didn't really push hard on the home stretch. I don't think she ran. I think the whole race was terrible from an execution standpoint. I have to look at it again in slow motion, but it looked from my vantage point that she just popped right up out of the blocks. I could be wrong. Allow me to watch it again whenever I get a chance later. But so there was nothing there that would allow her to come off the curve in a spectacular form. And she, it's not easy to run in that old stadium either. I'm not making excuses, but she has a good lane. She picked the sixth. So yeah, it's just like this looks like a training run in the end. She's not pushing. And I think partly too when she probably realized she couldn't win this or hold on. Yeah. And Prandini too was struggling in my book. And Prandini has had a good, fairly okay run already for the season. A lot of work to be done by now and the Jamaica Championships. But if you are a fan of Shericka Jackson, you would ask some questions right now. I don't know how concerned you'd be, but I don't like it. Definitely don't like it. Men's 5,000 meters is going to come up next. You're going to have the likes of a Joshua Cheptegei. I mean, world record over 10,000, right? Is he still? Kip Limo is there. Samuel Tefar is there, I think, too. And Keljetchla it's a really, really good feel. I always remember when Cheptegei destroyed a world record using that wave light technology. I think he was the first to break world record using wave light. Yeah, I think he broke it. Then I think Sifan Hassan did it. Then Gidi, or it could be the other way around. Yeah, Paris is late. So I mean, they know what to do. I think you can't really question Francis and his preparation of athletes. I guess the question is there something that we don't know about? I haven't found out. I could go find out, but I don't think it's important to know unless they want to say it. I don't like the gossip stuff. But if she's had a setback in terms of preparation, then we want to know. But I think it's reasonable, and I want to say this as judiciously as I can. It's reasonable to question what those 200 meters look like, and to ask whether or not they're on course, or is it a later program? What's going on? Because I'm not asking for sub 22, but I'm thinking that when you look at a field like that, at the very minimum, you want her to win the race. And that was not in question at all. That was not something that she was competitive in. I was running close to 23 seconds there. And I think maybe the last 50 meters wasn't doing anything, but when you look at it, you would be concerned, especially, she's going to double, all that kind of stuff. But we'll see. We shall see. I mean, a lot of athletes are at different stages, but and then how do you gauge? I mean, how do you gauge? Is it the case that she'll make the Jamaica team regardless? And I think she goes to if she can go to the Jamaica Championship in a 21A 21. If she's in 21A shape, she'll win without question, or be in the mix. But how does that move forward to the Olympics? I still think, all things being equal, 21.6 guarantees you a medal at the Olympics. It guarantees probably the gold, outside of a Sharika Jackson, if she can get up to that. Because I don't know how many women can get up to 21.5 or better. I mean, we've only, it's a lot. That's a big barrier. So she could win the Olympics and not necessarily need to get back to those high standards. And the last couple of years, she was in world record shape, or very close to that kind of stuff. So sometimes it's hard to carry on that for a long period of time. And she's been running for a long period of time. But I do hope that it's just a couple races in and no big deal. But it's not a good look, I would say. Let me know your thoughts on that Sharika Jackson run. I think a lot of people are concerned about it. Yeah, I'm definitely concerned about it. But athletes have to open up, and you don't want to. I suppose, like, usually when you open up, and this is not our first race. She ran 100-meter clearly in Jamaica too, so it's not like it's our first opening up. Like, Elaine opened up that 100-meter in Eugene last week, which was like, okay, if you're just gonna go through the motions, that's not where you want to do it, because a lot of eyes are watching you. But I guess you can't legislate where athletes open up, and the bigger you are and the kind of draw you are, you may open up at one of these top places. But the big three, we've seen two of them already, and you're probably not happy with what you've seen. There's question marks around it. We haven't seen Shelley and Fraser Price yet, but we know how that works as well. I mean, she's the one with the least to prove anyway. Whew, yeah, that wasn't the kind of race you want to see. But yeah, 3,000 men's 5,000 meters on the track. Let's see what we'll get here. Hopefully, we'll get a fast time. There's Cheptegei in the mix, and yeah, there is Keljechla, Kiplimo, really good. Samuel Tafera. There's really good quality people in this 5,000 meters. So yeah, let's see what we'll get there. 5,000 meters in an interesting space as well. I think men's distance running. I don't know if we're in we're not necessarily in a golden era, but we'll see what we get. I think the women are the ones who are like basically putting things in some interesting perspectives. But yeah, I'm still a little bit I'm trying to think through that 200 meters that I just saw with Sherika Jackson there. Yeah, interesting, is to say the least. Yeah, a lot of questions might be asked. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lots of questions. Yeah, but we'll see what we get from the. I don't know what we can. I think so far for the year, some Barrega's running a 21, not a 21, 12:50 60. We've also Grant Fisher run a 12:51 as well. So a few guys in 52. Kiplima and Cheptegei have already gone 12:52. So let's see what we get here. Yeah, in the 5,000 meters. Well, are you doing? Thanks for joining. What is really wrong with Sharika? I don't know. I don't know if anything is wrong. It's a good question. I have zero idea at the moment. I can get on a phone in a second, but I just I've been trying to avoid those calls usually where I try to get information. It feels away, but I actually don't know, to be honest with you. It doesn't look good, especially following on from what we saw in Marrakesh. I was okay with Marrakesh. Wasn't a really great time, but it was our first open up over 200 meters, and it's always a long thing to go. And yeah, what's up, Brian? Good to see you. Yeah, yeah, but a 22.8 the other day, then to come back with 22.97, almost 23 seconds. I don't know, but Prandini didn't run well either, and she ran fairly well the other day in, was it LA? I think I was on a plane when I was watching that. Yeah, the Jamaica training trouble. I mean, I don't. It's interesting. Yeah, certainly the we've seen two of the big three, and there's nothing that you would start going to the betting shops with yet, right? If that's kind of a perspective to think about. But I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if they're worried. I mean, I want to hear yeah, I love to hear what they have to say about it. To be honest with you, uh, but in fairness, I don't know if there's any fairness. I'm just trying to make you know context here. You know, the women's 200 meters. We've had fast times from Mackenzie Long. Clearly, she did a 22:03. Sydney McLaughlin pulled up a lot of trees recently in her 22:07 in a in a slight headwind. She won't be running 200 meters clearly. I mean, Gabby Thomas ran a 22:08, but also looked terrible in that race as well, right? Julian Alfred is what 22:16, Ford 22:11 as well. So Brianna Liston ran a couple good races too, 22:3s. So no one is out there yet, especially people who are gonna run uh 200 meters this year. So that could be just because the Olympics is late July into August. So that's a little bit away, but the championships are coming up for trials in for countries rather in a few weeks, about a month or so. So can she get into the kind of shape, because she's gonna try to do one and two, so you have to be in some good shape. I mean, if I'd seen some 400 meters where we could gauge like a 400 meter, like what they usually open up with, to give you a sense of what the background training looks like, then I would be able to make a better assessment. But I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. Yeah. I want to say, the this men's 500 meters are there. Cal Jetchler is in the lead, it looks like right now. And I don't know where Joshua Cheptegei is. He's not even in him. He's way back now. Kiplina is in the mix. Yeah, Cheptegei is way back. He's not going to feature here. There's only three guys in this mix right now. Kiplina, Keljelcha rather. Let's see what we get here. Can we get a... These guys are moving really well. I want to see the splits on this. Oh, these guys are moving right now. Geber Hebeck is running this. Ooh, that's like 59.62 on that leg. Holy crap. He's moving up on Kajesle. Geber Hebeck is like way out there by himself. He's gonna run a record right here. This is gonna be a world lead for sure. Because it's what, 12:05 here. And there's like, he's coming around the current curve. He's gonna do this in like 30 seconds or 30 something seconds here. So this is gonna be like 12:3. Definitely 12:3 gonna be running here. Yeah, it's like 12:25. Gabriel is gonna mash. He's gonna destroy them right now. He's have like a 15-20 meter lead here. Holy crap! It's gonna be all time run. Look at that, 12:36.73. That is ridiculous. That has to be a national record too for Ethiopia. Oh, that is out there. A moment ago I said the men's five distance running not in a golden era. I'm taking that back right now. Way to go there. That is out there. That is way out there. Let me get those results up real quickly. Can I get? Where's the? Let's see, men's 5,000 meters. I get to those things in a second. Look at that. Gabriel, 12:36.73. That's so absolutely fabulous. There is that like second on all time list. Where are third? And PB for PB for Kiplimo. Whoa. Yeah. This guy just destroyed a Bekele record. 12:30. That has to be. I gotta check all time list on men's 5,000. No, on men's 5,000 meters. I'll get to your comments in a second, guys. I want to see something. I find as I get older, like I don't remember. I can't remember all these runs. Let's see. So Cheptegei ran 12:35.36 for the for all time. Then Beckley ran at 12:37. So yeah, this is second all time. That's madness there. And Kejet now is like 12:38. That pushes him like third on the all time list too, just behind Beckley. Or four, yeah, about fourth or whatever. Yeah, that is a fantastic 5,000 meters right there. When he went around in the penultimate lap on the 60 seconds, I was like, this is crazy. He found a way. Whoa, that is madness. Absolute madness. Brian is saying here, fans put way too much pressure on these guys to perform to their optimum every race. Results are beginning to show the pressure is becoming too much. Interesting point there, Brian. Here's a couple of things. I don't know if it's the pressure on them. I think we have to think about where Sharika was in a cycle. She was in a high cycle in terms of just going all-time levels, right? And let's be honest, had she gotten a 1.5 in Eugene or last year in Budapest or anytime she run those 21 fours, probably could have broken the world record. She ran really late into September last year with the Diamond League final there in Eugene and was still trying to see if she could go for the record. And what, she ran the flat 100 meters and so on as well there. So I think she probably has a late start to the season. I would think maybe a little bit later than usual. Had to get some rest. As long as she's not injured, I don't know if she's injured or had any kind of setbacks. I think she might be fine, right? In the sense that I just, you know, you got to look at who's preparing her, right? And I don't think they miss. So if they are concerned, then we should all be. But I don't know. They probably won't say. I suspect they'll get a bunch of questions about it because it's unusual to see an athlete of that nature who's way better than everybody else, all time great, and just running all of those fantastic times to just then move from 21 fours into going close to 23 seconds, and we not ask questions around it. Second race, over 200 meters. If you get a couple more of those type of times in 2 weeks, then problems. But for now, I don't know what to say. I am still kind of bewildered by it, but we'll see. Let's see what others say. I'm I'm kind of worried for Sharika. Even Sydney McLaughlin can run fast 22 on Tuesday. Yeah. So the Sydney McLaughlin thing, I think we shouldn't compare those. To be honest with you, that was excellent from what Sydney did. Sydney is also a different type of athlete. She's special. She can run hurdles. She could do anything she wants. I think Sydney could run anywhere from, I don't know if she could run a flat one, but could maybe she would be competitive and then go all the way up to 400 meters, four hurdles. They're clearly working on something. I think what Bobby is doing there was something about attacking the hurdles better. So when she ran at 22.7, it was outstanding. Outstanding. You didn't expect that. Nobody expected that. And she destroyed them. But I think it's the Femke thing as well. Like it's gonna be a tougher defense of her Olympic title over 400 meters. And I think Femke is much stronger than before. What we saw over indoors these last 2 years, world record all over 400 meters indoors and so on. So, and she's not any slouch either. So you think about they'll how the setup is going to work and what they'll do. So that is where I think the Femke thing, the not the, what am I saying? The McLaughlin thing is. So I don't take any thing there. She's not gonna run 200 meters. It's just a thing, you know. Uh Brian Liston from LSU looks good. I mean, look, Liston is in fine form. Very talented woman as well. We know that, and we will see. Long collegiate season clearly still going in process, and although earlier this year the coach did say that they're gearing up preparation with a an outlook for the Olympics. I mean, that's to say that is one thing, but the Olympics is far away. She would need a break, I would think, and then try to come back in time to make an onslaught at the Jamaica trials. But I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, Schaefer's a really good coach, and we'll see. I think Liston is fabulous talent. I think I would say, if there the future is bright for her, as long as she doesn't pick up injuries and keeps a level head. There's no questions around those either. But I don't know what she'll do this year because of the. I always think athletes that have these long collegiate seasons, it can be troublesome for them to be at their best come late in the season. But they did say they were trying to think through that later on. Yeah, it is a head stretcher for sure, bro. I'm like trying to think about it. It's also the spectacle of it. It's not only the time is one thing. Like, if you open up in Jamaica or in some obscure meets and you run a couple of those, they're like, yeah, it's a warm up meet, whatever. But when you put it on a Diamond League stage, the biggest kind of level of track and field you get, like, I don't know, you know. Listen to some niggling. Yeah, she is, but hopefully it's not a big issue. Let me take a look at this 100 meters here. Let's see what the Olympic champion will do. He was not pleased with his performance in Ostrava there. Coming out of the blocks, Simbini is the mix there, but the Olympic champion is looking good. But Simbini is going to pull away here. Yeah, And somebody, is that Sandy Brown at the end? Sandy Brown looked good, but this is another good run here from Akini Simbini. I like to see this. I think he's a guy that was struggling for a little bit with some injuries. Season best 994. Same time for Sonny Brown. Really good run there. Third place SME with uh, 10.03. Jacobs 10.03. So again, similar kind of run from Lamont Jacobs than that what he did in Ostrava the other night. So not much improvement there. Hickling 10.05. Watson with a season best for the Jamaica 10.23 and Blake 10.29 and Azul 11.11 or something like that. Let me see if I can get that up. Again, this was not a great run from Simbini there, but he has a good. He didn't separate. He didn't come out as good at blocks as I anticipated him. I mean, Lamont Jacobs came out okay. Let's see. I mean, I'm not worried too much about what I'm seeing from Lamont Jacobs either, because he's clearly um, the Great Britain athlete felt something clearly. Yeah, but as long as he's not injured, he should be fine. But I like what I'm seeing from Simbini. Oh, so it's nine. It's actually I got the times were wrong at first on the flash time. So it's 994 season best for Simbini and 999 for Sonny Brown. Good to see Sonny Brown in the mix too. Kid with a lot of talent. Let's see what Brian is saying here. Yeah. What's her? Yeah. I forgot her name. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, there's some good stuff running in college too. All right, so that's not a bad run, but also that's the same thing. I think times are just hovering around. Nobody's doing anything outrageous because there's a number of reasons for that too. I think it's important to remember that you don't want to run too fast right now, and then when the Olympics comes around, you're not in shape. The distance people are seemingly doing this somewhat differently, right? They've been doing some outrageous stuff. Let me see what's going on in the men's discus. Oh, let me put that up real quickly and take a look at it. All right, so far there's a meet record from Mikolas Alekna. I mean, imagine your dad is an all-time great and now you're the world record holder. 70.91 in his second attempt. That's fantastic there. Denny, decent so far too. 67.61. Stahl, 66.80. I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce that. 65.68 for Lucas. Christian Che, 65.12. Not a great effort from him. Also, Dekas at 65.06. Yeah, I think the likes of a Dekas need to get up into above 67 meters, I think, at some point if he wants to get the standard. I don't think he has a standard. Yeah. But there's a quality feel here. It's just that Alekna is out there. He's out there. Out there. So I think, yeah. He's out there. All right. So it's always a good crowd at Oslo, but there's some empty seats here. I mean, and you have to think you have the likes of a Jakob Ingebrigtsen coming up, and also Karsten Varham, who I think is gonna try to run the world lead this tonight. There's no question about it. He's not gonna sit lightly and not try to run that world lead. if Gould don't perform here, the Jamaicans will be pulling their hair out. I mean, Gould has not been moving trees recently. I think she's at that. I don't know. I don't want to call it, but I think she's at that end stage right now. To be honest with you, I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what to think through it. Um, you know, it's been. I think she missed her chance to be on a podium for sure. She's been a great servant for Jamaica, and I think she's made a really great career out of running on the circuit, and clearly a great 800 meter for Jamaica, and she's run some really fast times, just not really getting it done at the World Championships. And I think now the 800 meters is at a stage where a fit Ating Mu, which we hope to see. She pulled out of Eugene with a sore hamstring. We know Keely Otsons is back. We're gonna, what we see from Mary Mora. There's some good running here, all good athletes here as well. Nikai, there is in terms of women who we know can run well. I mean, women's 800 meters is in a really good place. Sagodiso is also a special talent too, I think. So, I mean, I think Gould will do okay, but it's the question about, I think, I don't know if she'll even make it to a final in Paris, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I guess what you want to see at in the next month or so is like, can you get to? I mean, I don't know if Gould could structure her, if since we're on Gould, her campaign to just be ready come the Olympics, because the competition for women's 800 meter in Jamaica is soft at best. So she'll get the standard. She has the standard anyway, and just try to be in good shape there and see if she can pull off a couple. Can she get a couple 156? Semi-final into the final? That probably won't be enough to even get a medal, but you never know. I mean, Seti Gosers is like, she has this on a lock. She's taking a check and nobody's there. Natalia is actually trying to go now with her. Well, not really go with her, but like thrive off of that. She's actually leading the rest of the pack comfortably. Yeah, Bissett is moving up on her as well, but Setagusa wins this is really comfortably ahead of Natalia Gould and Bissett from Australia. Let's see what gets the times up here. So it's 158.66. Decent run, nothing to speak of. More than a second and a half of a second off her PB. Not PB, but yeah, it's a PB too, yeah. And Gould, season best 159.10, so edging closer to a 158. And I think she just wants to be in the mix, I would say, for Natalia there. I don't know what kind of shape she's in, and I don't know if she can get back to her PB shape. But even her PB shape probably wouldn't get her on a medal podium. That might be good enough to get her into an Olympic final, given the kind of quality that we know is coming. Yeah. Yeah, she is too. And she also is not young anymore, right? Like, to be honest with you. So to put the body, she's been a standout for a while, running hard. And my biggest regret, not regret, but my biggest disappointment is to see you had a Kenny Sinclair flying the flag, if we were to go personal and talk a little bit Jamaican here. But then you wait a while before you get Natalia Gould. But it's just them, right? Like, you're not getting an influx of other women who want to do that kind of running. And I don't think there's ability there. I mean, people probably don't want it. They might not think it's sexy, but it is. It's running at every meet everywhere. You can get a lane if you're good enough. Yeah, I just think that there's not a focus on the distance running the way it should be. I also think road running should be a thing that they really focus on. You want to make money in track and field, you need to get on the road. You think sprinters make money? They don't make any money in comparison to marathon athletes and so on. The money's in the road races. But you have to want to do it. You have to have. I guess you also have you have to have a culture to that that can produces that kind of distance running. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's not sexy for the Caribbean, but I think we have to think about it in a different way, right? A lot of people, everybody wants to be sprinters, right? Like I get it, but there are people, it's the same like for a while in the field events, you're struggling, right? Like, why don't we have, we didn't have a lot more long jumpers. Now we're seeing a crop of kids coming through, your Tajay Gale, Kira McCall, your Wayne Pinnocks, but you need to see those a dime a dozen. We should have a lot of those athletes. Anything explosive that should be good at triple jump, long jump on both sides should be good at shot put. Now they're getting better and discus. Those are things you have to create a culture. Don't those don't really make money, but if you're gonna ply a trade in that stuff for a little bit, you can make the best of a career. Only few athletes can really have a professional track and field career and never do anything afterwards anyway. So that's we'll see what happens with if there are changes in the sport. But I think distance runners, they don't realize how much money they make when these guys show up for a marathon. Obviously, you have to be way at the top of the game, but the baseline money for elite runners much higher than the baseline money for when you get a lane in a track. Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, 15, 5,000. And I know there's structural things there because you just don't get up and produce those athletes and they have to run lots of miles and they have to have programs for this and body type also matters if we weren't going to get a little bit technical and people don't like to say those things, but it matters somewhat. Yeah. 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 Sub truth set you free. Long time. Lots of runners shown early form. The day of I guess you're saying reckoning there is yet to come. That is when the sheep would be separated from the goat. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh, the triple jump here. I haven't been following that. Yeah. Let's see what Zango can do here. I haven't been following the rounds. Zongo looks a little bit too muscular for me, a little bit too heavy. 17:27, not bad, but we'll see. He's in the lead. Good to see Christian Taylor. I guess he's just ending up his entire his career coming back from that Achilles injury, and I mean, all-time great. I don't know. Some people say Christian Taylor might be the greatest of all time when you look at the body of work. Doesn't have the world record, but I don't think you have to have the world record to be the greatest of all time. He has a 822, right? So 1822, I believe. So he's in the mix. All right. Let's see what's. So we're gonna get in coming up next would be the men's four on the track will be the men's 400-meter hurdles. Varham dos Santos. I expect the bulk of the running to come there. Let's see what Matt Masters can do. I mean, we know he's a guy that was very close to 46 seconds. He has a PB of 47.08. So we'll see. Everyone was, what? I guess, chastising you, want to say, Elaine, but making excuse for Jackson's. It's all on the day, and these are only warm up. Yeah, I mean, in part, you're saying, right? Like, the Elaine thing didn't look good either. Uh, Look, now when you think about the Jackson thing, to be honest with you, truth, it's like the first race in Marrakesh, it's 22-8. You wouldn't want that, but you're like, she won the race, so it's like, okay, maybe did enough. Today, it looks struggle. It looks like a struggle, but it could be just that they're not in the right cycle, and the same with Elaine. Like she may have just like it's her first outdoor race. It's just that you're doing it on the biggest spectacle outside of obviously a major competition. So a lot more eyes and more scrutiny because you anticipate you come there, you might be in better shape. Is it the end of the road for both of them? Absolutely not. I mean, we'll see. There's still a month away to get prepared for the Jamaica Championships. And then after that, the Olympics. The Olympics are really late in the calendar. And so I, preparation vary. And also you have to think we're talking about very experienced athletes. So they can sometimes work their way through rounds and they could be prepared. So I'm not worried yet, but it's concerning. So there's like obviously there's a level of worry. If you're on a scale of 10 mean I'm very worried and 1 not worried at all, I'm like a 5 for Elaine, maybe a 6 for Jackson right now, but who knows. Yeah. Brian, you're saying so yeah, you think the Santos will beat Varham this evening? If that happens, I'm thinking people are running 46 flat or 46 low. I'm joking. It could be, it might be special. I mean, we saw Alison dos Santos open up with a 46.86. That was the world lead. Then Rai Benjamin said, hold on, I'm going to take the world lead. And he took it down. Varham opened up last week, right? In 300-meter hurdles, and it's the second fastest of all time, just outside of his world best over 300 meters. When he did a 300, when he ran that time was in 21. When he opened up that fast over 300 meters, 300-meter hurdles was similar to 21. And we know what happened that season. He went to 40, sub 46. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here, but we'll see. I think on a trajectory standpoint, the Santos clearly, as long as he's healthy. And also I think he's a little bit better hurdler. He's also taller, so there's things that go for him. But I don't. Uh, I don't know. I don't know if it's numbered yet. I mean, Varham still has some time on his hand. I think. How old is he now? 28. Oh, no, he's 30 this year. Is he 30 this year or 31? So yeah, you might be right. But I guess we'll see. Uh, didn't see the fire last year when Benjamin finally got the best of him. But that's what the Diamond League finally talking about, right? But last year Varham was coming. What happened last year? Hold on, no, but Benjamin hasn't won. Let me see something. Let's see. So Varham won last year in Budapest. Benjamin is the one that I thought. Look, I think Benjamin is problematic in the sense that he had an opportunity last year to win and he didn't. And he looked good this year. Rye looked good. But I think if the big three are on form, we'll get something special. We will get something special. It's possible that 4 to 6 flat doesn't get you on the podium. Well, it will get you on the podium, but it might get you a bronze medal. That's what I'm. That could happen in Paris, but we'll see. That's what Truth is saying here. Now, if you're on 11-3 and came last, and the next meet you're on 11-5, which was the better race, and the next meet you're on 11 and came. It depends. It depends. If you came out of the blocks, it just depends on how you manage the race, right? So it also depends on what week you had. Was it a loaded week where they're like, look, it's heavy legs, but you still go out there and run, and you run an 11-5, and they want, I don't. It just. I think some of those things are context specific in terms of where you are in training. I think I personally think when it comes to the big three, because we haven't seen Shirley and Fraser Price, they just are just trying to limit how much racing they do, and maybe they can start a little bit later because they have some level of. I think they have a level of experience, also a bit of fear, because as soon as they pop up in a race, people tend to fear them locally. I mean, so we'll see. We shall see. But to your point, Brian, when you were saying like last year at the end uh for Varham, actually Rye ended the season really well last year, but he just never did it in the World Championship final, and that's what you want to see. I mean, two of the all-time greats are here. Hmm. Oh, DeSantis already ahead. He's he's ahead of the hurdle. Varham is out there, but I think Varham is really pushing this, but DeSantis is in the mix here. Seriously in the mix. Very high, Debbie. Varham is DeSantis is going to take him down. Varham is moving well, but DeSantis is coming over here, and Karsten hit that 10th hurdle, and oh my God, 46.65. That's a world lead. 46.63 rounded up. That's crazy. That is crazy. Let me get that up. Look at that. World lead again for DeSantis. So, second time, he's like, take that, Rye Benjamin, and definitely take that, Karsten Varham. 46.63, 46.70. That is some really fast times here. Really fast. And there's an excellent time there from Varham. He went out really hard. I don't know. I don't know if you still would have won had he not hit hurdle 10, but that was really good running there. Master season best to 48, 49. But two guys running 46, and that's some high level running there, high class running. Yeah, because let me see. Varm comes over, and this is what hurdle what 9. He clears it good, and De Santos is coming. Then he hits hurdle 10, loses a little bit of momentum, and De Santos sprints forward ahead. I mean, yeah, I think it's the hitting of the hurdle that caused Karsten to lose the race here. But in the end, he's beaten. Well, he's well beaten. Excellent stuff. I like to see this. The big guys are here. That part I don't know. Truth, if he did any kind. I don't think he did that. I think it's because he colored his hair. That's why you see the contrast probably, because he has the burn marks from the accident or whatever. So I think, yeah, I don't know if he did, to be honest with you. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that is fantastic. 46.63 in May. 46.67 in May. I mean, this is ridiculous. I keep saying it. I remember it very well. Many of you might remember it, or maybe not. I remember when Kevin Young broke the world record and became the first and went sub 47. And it took Varham how many years to beat that? I know you got 3 guys that can run 46 whenever they want. It's a special thing. It's a special thing. Special thing, guys. I think we're living in an era where we gotta actually savor the moment that we have 3 guys who can do a 46. One guy obviously has gone sub 46, obviously, and I still think that what I'm seeing here, all these guys. So it's 46.63, just 100 of a second faster than Rai Benjamin's 46.64 he ran in Los Angeles a couple weeks back now, and Dos Santos now twice under 47 seconds for the season because he ran at 47.86. Then Dos Santos beat him. And then Varham 46.70. Nothing is really separating those times by much. There's a marginal stuff there. From 46.63 to 46.70. It's going to be a cracker comparison. I just hope that all these guys are healthy. Yeah, as Brian says, good race. Yeah, it's an excellent race there, and what else? The 3 main men in good form. Yeah, excellent form. First race first 400 meters for Karsten Varham for the season after going very close to that 300-meter hurdles world best record. I like it. I'm very excited about this event. I think this is one of the standout events to see. Likewise with the women comparison as well. I don't know. I have a video that I'm going to put out soon. I'm not sure if we're going to get a lot of world records in Paris. Because Stade de France, I was there recently, as some of you may know, but that's, I got the piece of the track. I was gifted this. I didn't take it. I know I said I had a video out where I said I took it, but don't worry. I don't want to look like I went on a stealing trip. I think the track was beautiful when I was there. Mondo was laying the track. They already put it down, but they were just doing the lines of nothing was on it. No staggers, nothing. You couldn't run on the track and know where to go. But I think the design of Stade de France, if you've been there before, it doesn't leave in a lot of breeze. So I'm skeptical we'll get world records. A lot. I mean, we didn't get a lot of world records on the track in Tokyo either. Some people said that's because no one was in the stands, but I don't know. Tokyo, we got the two world records from Varham in the 400 hurdles from Varham and Sydney, and then we got the track world record from the field world record from Ulamar. Yeah, yeah. So women's 400-meter hurdles too. Jamaicans are in full force here. But this, as you know, is interesting kind of run here. Yeah, I mean Clayton has been really good this year. Last few years, I mean, I think if you if you're Rochelle Clayton, you got to say to yourself, can I get a bronze medal in Paris? And what do I need to do to get that bronze medal? She's leading here really good. The Jamaicans are going to probably finish one, two, three here. Russell is like struggling at the back here, but Knight is in the mix. And so Clayton is going to come off the final hurdle number 9, just slightly ahead of Knight. And some stutter stepping going on there by Knight too. And then Clayton opens up, and it's going to be Clayton 54.02 ahead of Knight 54.63, season best for her. 55.07 for Genevieve Russell, also season best. I think a bronze medal is up for grab potentially in Paris. I don't think anybody going anywhere close to Femke Bowl and Sydney McLaughlin, all things being equal. So yeah. But I like what I'm seeing from Rochelle Clinton. I think she needs to continue, maybe get a break and, well, not a break, but like they might be taper off and come back for late season. I think she should win the Jamaica national trials comfortably. Can they get her in shape to be in like a 52.87? Can she go 52.4? Is that in the legs? That might be something that could really put her in a mix for, yeah. Yeah, Clayton looks good. Yeah. Clayton is doing everything right, and she knows what it means to be on a podium, and I think that's where she has to set her sights on. Make sure she gets onto that medal podium in Paris. She's run a 53.72 already this season. Can she get down to 52.8 and or so? I think that might be good enough, but we still have to wait and see if that's good enough, to be honest with you. Yeah. Yeah, we still have to wait and see. I mean, last year she ran what, 52.81, and that got her on the medal podium, so can she do it again? It would be great to see. Oregon is the best place to break world records, especially sprint. The track is like lightning, even coalition. Yeah, so it's not the track alone, Brian. And I'm glad you say that. I think the biggest thing that Oregon offers, and I firmly believe this because I've been doing a lot of reading. I've been talking to a lot of people about this. Is like I've been talking to some engineers and people. I'm trying to get the Mondo guys don't want to talk to me, but I can talk to the guys who help. So Mondo like produces these scientific papers too with like academics in Italy and elsewhere, but most of it doesn't really touch on track speed. Most of it talks about durability, chemical processes that they do to make their track. And as you know, Mondo's track is a little bit different because they do this is the Mondo track for Paris. So many tracks are layered up differently. So traction, shock absorption, and everything are on the same layer because they build them up, and that's the kind of track that's also there in Oregon. They try to do a vulcanized process where they roll it out, like in Turin, they build it in Turin and in Italy or whatever, and they do a separate layer top part versus the bottom part. So that's kind of rubber process. So they have the kind of cornered market on that. Theoretically, the way they designed their track, at least this new track, if this new track was laid like in Oregon, it would be amazing. I think Oregon is just a great space too because, especially at certain times of the year, you get there, conditions are good. So the breeze are like uh, are the breeze actually helps you. You often get a positive win in Oregon most of the times. That's often a good thing for you. And so much so it can be too much, right? You know, on a good day you get a 1.2 or better, right? Consistently pushing you close to the edge. You know, like your Toby Amazon, you come back and you don't get that world record because you're over the limit just. I I could be wrong on this, but I just don't know if we'll see this in Paris. My only two ways to gauge this, and you know, hopefully it comes out in the video, is the design of Stade de France. It's a lovely stadium. It's built for '98 World Cup, as many of you know, and but it doesn't. It is not. There's no open space. So Oregon has like a half of it, or not half of it, but there's a significant portion where the breeze can come in. The breeze doesn't, and it's a build-up stadium, not really fully build-up stadium in Stade de France, but enough that it can the breeze can be like, yeah, doesn't come in as smoothly as you want. And so if you go back to 2003 World Championships, then most of the that's a good marker too. Most of the wins that you get in the sprints are on the jumps, hovering at zero. You're not getting big wins, so I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Oh, when yeah, the next yeah, the next Diamond League is on Sunday. Yeah, yeah. So that's in Stockholm. So not too far. Then just go over to Sweden. Not too far. It's in 2 days. You know. So yeah, 2 days is is on Sunday. No, it's on. Is it on Saturday? It's on June 2nd. When is that? Tomorrow's a Friday. I'm not even. I don't even know where I am. Yeah, so it's on Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, so it should be that should be a good meet as well. Yeah. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Yeah. The discus circle looks a little bit wet, but it could be just my how I'm seeing it. See what Daniel Starr can do here. It's a good throw, it looks like. No, but probably 65-ish or 66 there. Not won't I don't think it's gonna be better than his original attempt. Is yeah, 66.80. Yeah. All right, so this is about to wrap up here, guys. They're gonna be we're gonna get the 1500 meters from men. There's good competition there. Obviously, Ingebrigtsen tops the lot here in terms of also home soil, but there's Timothy Chariot. He's in the mix there as well. Giles Elliott there as well. Yeah. Men's 1500 meters is going to be interesting at the Olympics. Gonna be interesting. He hasn't. He won the Olympic title and obviously didn't win the last two World Championships. Got run down in the 1500 meters by guys from Great Britain, Kerr and Whiteman, over two successive World Championships, Eugene and Budapest. You know what will happen in the Olympics? We'll see. He got run out of it last week in Eugene as well. So he looked good in Eugene, but not good enough because Kerr decided to win the Ballman mile. So that was a special performance there. So that's in a good space. I would like to see all of those guys in great form because we might be, I don't know, every time I say this, but I'm not sure. I think we have the guys capable of edging up to Ikam Helga Rouge's world record over 1500 meters. It's been there for 20 something years now. So it's possible that it's time for people to get very close to it, and you need competition. And I think some people are saying we're having co versus Ovet moment, but I don't know, all over again in the discuss, or not the discuss, in the distances. I think we're in an interesting space. So a good push this year by those guys could potentially see that world record going, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Well, yeah. So once this wraps up, guys, I'll head out and I'll see you. Hopefully, see you again once this 1500-meter goes. Should be a good race. And then I'll be back on the channel in another couple of days. Maybe tonight again if I can. If I can find cricket tonight, I might get on it. But I'm not seeing any of the cricket on my end, so I'm not quite sure where to watch that final warm-up match between West Indies and Australia. But I'll be around for that. Yeah. Yeah. And then yeah, this I think on Saturday too is the Racers Grand Prix, right? That should be exciting. I think Noah Lyles running. I saw some. I was looking at some of that stuff. So hopefully, hopefully we get some good competition there as well. I did purchase my whatever $15 Grand Prix ticket from One Spot Media, which I really don't like their coverage in the sense that if you miss it, you don't get it back. They don't have any on-demand programs. You can't come back. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what Jakob Ingebrigtsen can do tonight. Must be disappointed after losing against from the Bauman Mile the other day in Eugene. And there's a big connection. Obviously Josh Kerr is back, and you have Whiteman coming back as well, so should be good. And let's see. Can I mean what I want? It would be good to see if we can get a world lead tonight from Ingebrigtsen. That would be a good way to respond to what happened on in Eugene. I mean, Chariot ran at 3 minutes 31.96 for the world lead recently. So, well, a month or so ago, a little bit more over a month or so. So let's see what we'll get. And not Timothy, but Renault Chariot. So So this should be between Ingebrigtsen and Timothy Cheruiyot. These are guys who've been on the world on the medal podium. Nordes too should do something because he medal what last year I think, and then you have Giles. So it's not a bad field. It's a decent field. Yeah. These guys are out here pretty good. Jakob is just chilling in the back there. Behind him is Chariot too. This guy's running 54.90 on the 400 meters. That's pretty decent, but Jakob is like way behind on that time right now. He's definitely on wavelength pace for sure. So he's probably on a good 329 pace for sure. 330 ish. It's not bad running. So 151 at 800 meters. That's decent pace right there. So one pacemaker is gone. And Ingebrigtsen's up in the lead. Chariot is behind him. I think they're upping the pace right now. So Ingebrigtsen's gonna pass this guy, and he's gonna probably step off the truck. Yeah, he's gone. Yep, it's gonna be quick. Yeah, this is gonna be Jakob and Chariot. Chariot is up. It's almost like neck and neck right now. Jakob got to start sprinting here because he doesn't want to get run down. So Jakob is leading really good, and Chariot is coming. It's a good, yeah. Chariot is coming. He's trying to pass him. And Jakob has to respond. Ooh, Ingebrigtsen has to fly over the line. Oh my God. 329.74, 329.77. I think this is really close, but I think Jakob still wins this. I wonder if Jakob didn't believe he was going to try and pass him. I mean, he had to win with a dive. So Shawnee Willem Weber dive right here. Yeah, that's Worley 329.74. Excellent running there, 3:29.77. So those are the two fastest times in the world. Good run by Habs. Uh, 3:30 as well. This is a good time here, you know. Yeah, those are the, the top four guys of the four fastest times in the world right now. Yeah, actually, the top five guys, because I think Giles 3:31 is faster than the 3:31.96 that Renault Chariot did recently in April. So this is good. This is warming up. Lots of work still for me for Jakob Ingebrigtsen to do, but the World Championships is coming around. He has to get more tactical. I think he has to start pushing these guys for us to, because the thing that he's lost done in the last couple of years is that these guys are gonna try to outsprint him. So I think he has to push the pace much better than this. Yeah, he could have lost this. He could have lost this. He could have lost this. It's the dive that helped him. Yeah, yeah, it looks like his torso went over. So that's really close there. All in all, this was a fantastic meet. I thought the pri- great standout performance by Alison DeSantis there, but also much credit to Karsten Varholm, who may have potentially barely win that race if he didn't clip hurdle 10. I guess a shocker of the night would have been the performance of Sharika Jackson finishing way down the track in the women's 200 meters. So, two less than impressive 200-meter start to her season. Will it continue to improve? Well, you hope so. And oh, well, will it improve? Because she moved from 22.8 to 22.9. So, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, the European Championship starts June 7th. Yeah, should be interesting. Lots of great sports this summer, too, even European football. Yeah. Champions League final on Saturday, Real Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund. Cricket World Cup starts as well on Saturday. West Indies, I think, plays on Sunday, and there's a bunch of stuff. So I'll be around. I'll be back on the channel later on to cover some more sports, and we'll be putting on a lot of videos. I really thank everybody for joining me this evening, and make sure you hit that like button if you haven't, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't as well, and hit the notification bell. I really appreciate you, and thank you for hanging out with me while you watch track, while I watch track, and we just chop it up. Yeah. Take care, Brian. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.